Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are back for Clone Wars Season 2, Episode 14. This is actually the last episode that we're watching of Season 2, because we've watched wait, did I look at 15? We've watched 16. Hold on. Now I just confused myself. Did I miss a number? Yeah, this is the last one, and then oh no, sorry, this isn't the end of season 2. We're jumping to episode 20 after this. That's right, sorry. Um but 2x15. Maybe we watched 2x15 later? According to my guide, the first one we watched was 2x16. That was in the very beginning when we started this. So we have that one out of the way. And then 17, 18, and 19 we've already seen because that was the Bounty Hunters, Zillo Beast, and Zillo Beast Strikes Back. But it doesn't say anything about 2x15. I'm going to try not to look at any names and look for 2x15. I'm guessing... Okay, I need to figure that out, actually. I'm going to look into this later because... I don't see 2x15 on this list, so either I already watched it and forgot, or something's not right with my list. I'm using, the official, I'm on, StarWars.com. Oh wait, no, there it is. I'm sorry, there it is. It's the 55th episode we watch. It's after Season 3, Episode 11. Okay. Never mind. We're good. We're on track. So, yeah. Alright. We're on track. Sorry about that. I had a mini crisis after I already started. I thought I had it all figured out. But anyway, last episode we had them protecting Satine. We had a lot of tension between Obi-Wan and Satine, learning more of their past, romances potentially. I know, I'm still unsure about that scene when she said, I've loved you, and he said, I would have given up everything. I thought, I still think there was, a trickery there, and I don't know that they fully meant it, but I do know that there are some feelings there, so. And the whole episode was called Voyage of Temptation, which I learned after. I don't even think I mentioned that in the recording at all. I think I noticed that while uploading, so... that was an interesting title. But yeah, now we're moving on to the next episode. Haven't looked at this title. Don't know what it's about. I don't think we've wrapped up the Death Watch or any of that stuff yet, so assuming we still have that to deal with, unless they just go quiet for a while, we're gonna check this out. And I just accidentally, while getting the episode ready, I moved my mouse, and at the top left it says the episode name, and I accidentally read it, which is the Duchess of Mandalore, which means we are still continuing this arc. I apologize. I try to avoid that stuff the best I can, but it is what it is. Let's get started, shall we? We're going to start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. I desperately need to clean my glasses, guys. I, totally forgot until middle of talking, and I was like, holy crap. In war, truth is the first casualty. That's a deep, deep quote, man. Truth is the first casualty. I was gonna say, will they... Oh boy. Who we got here? Just a spy? Someone working for our side? Hmm. Smart. Okay. Ooh, this is a nice shot. Oh, look at that Senate. Of course. Hmm. Huh. Damn. So, how did they get him saying that if she's so convinced you never would? Ooh. Of course he did! Wow, so convenient. Damn, man. That did not go well. Hmm. So shitty having people in the Senate to, like, manipulate all this, too. Ugh. Hmm. Damn. Episode's bringing in a lot of political outlooks. Oh shit, well. The Duchess must die, right? Uh-oh. Will Obi-Wan be able to make a move? Get her out of here. How? Okay. Oh shit! Damn, badasses. They like surrounded her too. Rest in peace, Aramis. God damn it. This guy being able to manipulate everything is so shitty. Oh, well, rip. That's not what she was saying. Well. I am severely spacing on his name right now. And I hate myself for it. I've had a lot on my mind recently. Sorry. Palpatine. We're good. I started going through my notes, wondering if I wrote it down somewhere, and then remembered while I was scrolling up. We're good. I knew it started with a P, and in my head I was going through every P name in Star Wars, and, like, I just couldn't. It just wasn't coming to my mind for some reason. Yep. Damn it. Oh my god. And of course they had to try to push the vote because they want her dead, right? And since that didn't work out, they probably had to push the vote to push their agenda. It's actually one of the most, like, Palpatine's usually involved a lot, like, behind the scenes and everything, but actually seeing him, like, convincing the people to vote a certain way, and... That's not Jarek, is it? The one that's supposed to be passed away? I don't think so. It's hard to tell from the projection. Uh-oh. Come on! Okay. So they had him say things, and then they cut part... Damn. Oh. Well. That's super not good. This is a mess. No, don't shoot him! I guess it was just she just shot a bot so she could get away, I guess. That's probably just her little deactivator too, right? Who did she get in with? Just a random person, or... Or was that where her ride was this whole time? Oh. All these hooded people. I learned that Vizsla's voice actor is the same guy that plays Happy in Iron Man and Marvel movies. Thank you, Robin, for letting me know that. I feel like... Hmm. Sorry. Trying to watch the show. I'll talk about what I was going to say in the discussion. I've been told I ramble too much during these, so I'm trying to keep it to strictly immediate reactions and not discuss during it and save stuff for discussion. Not specifically this show, but another show I was told on. Sometimes I ramble. She's just still in the same disguise she was in before that they saw her in. Definitely best that it's in his hands now, I think. Okay. She gonna turn herself in? Maybe. Oh, gonna take another shot. That guy just can't catch a break. I guess she's not. Oh, okay, she is. uh... Hmm. Interesting. Is that a bomb? Oh, use the force? Okay. Could you not just force push the bomb somewhere? I guess it was behind her. But you can pull too. I guess if you pull it to you, it's bad. It's just... Felt like there was another way other than pushing her over. I'm saving you! Damn. Oh, I love when she calls him Obi. Damn! Oh, jetpack. That was some aggressive force pushing, though. Alright. Can we stop this plot? Yeah, Padme. Yeah, they just cut some parts out. Alright. They're all mad. Shit. Damn, this episode's... I guess I talked a lot in the beginning. Because I felt like this episode was longer, but... Freaking Palpatine. That's what makes him so scary, is he, like... You know, obviously he had a hand in this and wanted it to go the other way, yet he can sit here and straight face say that to her when it's, like, the opposite of what he's feeling. To maintain his cover and stuff. The same guy that just walked out of the room. Alright. Damn. That was a great episode and a really great arc. Like, I'm pretty sure that's it for it now, because that... I mean, we kind of resolved it all. Granted, Death Watch is still out there, but their government's gonna handle it, which means our characters don't have anything to do here anymore. But yeah, that was great. That is it, by the way, for episode 14. I wrote a lot down because there were a lot of little things that I wanted to talk about, but I kept finding myself getting distracted and wanting to keep reacting. And to elaborate on what I said before, I was just told that sometimes when I think of something, I'll go on like a tangent of like a couple minutes while I'm still watching the show. Sometimes I won't react to the things that are happening in the show because I'm going on my tangent, and I've had some people not like that too much, so I'm trying to change that a little bit, and if I feel like I have something that's going to have me talking a little bit too long, I write it down, and which I've always done that, but sometimes I do just go on a rant mid-episode and just kind of forget to just write it down and talk about it later. But either way, some of the things that I thought of in the middle of that one was Palpatine. Now, I know the release order has it, so by now you should already know that Palpatine is that entity that is in the hood that was talking to Dooku. But let me tell you, if they want, like, because they're not actively, they can't be trying to make that be a mystery in this show, right? I feel like I'd have to watch the movies again, but I feel like in the movies, whenever we saw him in that hood, it wasn't super clear who it was. Like, I always, like, I can't remember my first time watching because it was too long ago to know if I predicted it was that guy, right? That Palpatine was the dude in the cloak. I don't remember my first time watching enough. But obviously on the second time watching, I already knew it, so I didn't really pay attention to it too much. But in here, it's blatantly clear that, like, they showed his nose and his chin from under the hood this episode, and if you saw that, you would be able to tell. I feel like anyone really watching would be able to tell, which just makes me think that, like, this series probably isn't the best to watch in like full chronological order, like watching this before you watch the rest of, like, get to the point of you know what I mean by chronological order. Watch enough of the movies till it gets to this point in the timeline, and then continue on with Clone Wars, and then come back to the movies after and stuff like that, because or however the full order goes for chronological of all the content, because I feel like you would just know for so long, like, finding out this early just by seeing him in Clone Wars, and then you still have, like, there's like 5 seasons of Clone Wars or something like that, so 3 more seasons of just pretty much knowing who it is, and then you get into the movies and the reveal isn't as, like, a big deal. But I can't, that's where I was saying, I can't remember if the reveal is a big deal in the movies anyway, because it's been way too long since my first time viewing, because that was, like, I don't know. I don't want to throw a number out there because it's going to be wrong, but even if it was, like, while I was in high school that I watched it, because I think I watched Star Wars a little later than most people. I didn't watch it when it, like, first came out. Granted, I think when it first came out, I was fairly young and wouldn't have really, like, understood what I was fully watching anyway. But I think I might have been in high school when I finally got around to really sitting down, watching it, and paying attention, which I'm an old fart now, so that would have been 10, 14... If it was a senior in high school, it would have been like 14 years ago. So it could have been upwards of 18 years, like between 14 and 18 years ago that I originally watched Star Wars. So I can't remember how things affected me back then, and my mind has been so clouded by knowing so many of these things and seeing, like, different stuff and all that. It's just and rewatching the first 6 movies again as well. And I've seen the first 6 movies, like, here and there, like, one movie or parts of movies just on TV and stuff, too. So it's all over the place. So I don't know. It's just an interesting... I just thought about it during this episode when I saw his nose and his chin, and I was like, okay, that's clearly Palpatine. And then I thought to myself, well, wait, what if you were watching in chronological order and you weren't supposed to know yet, you know? So, but anyway... one of the other things was, I want to talk about the altered recording. Granted, it was shown in the episode, so it doesn't really amount to much anymore, but one of the things I was going to talk about was saying they probably took the original speech and cut some parts out in order to make it sound like he was saying things that were more damning than they were, and that's exactly what happened. There were like certain parts that were cut out to make it sound like basically, like, what was one of the parts? He said, like, Death Watch has become way stronger or something like that, and then he follows it up, but it's all within like, it's what we've trained for, right? So, like, he basically says, like, yes, I've gotten stronger, but we're ready for it. And they cut out the "but we're ready for it" just to, like, make it sound more, like, Death Watch more scary and everything. So, but yeah, I wonder, will Death Watch, like, I don't know if we're ever going to come back to this, or if we'll ever meet up with Satine again and find out what happened. But, like, it seemed like they were all ready to make a move, and Dooku tried to stop them. I don't really know if it will be successful, but basically Dooku was saying, if you guys go in now, you're going to hold it for maybe a day, and then you're going to be overrun. So, you know, just listen to what we have to say. So I guess we'll see if we get more info in regards to that later. I did want to look up, because I've heard neophyte before, but I don't know exactly what it means. So I wanted to look up what it is. So a person who is new to a subject, skill, or belief. So, a new convert to a religion. Okay, so yeah, basically he's saying, like, you're new at commanding a military might, I'm guessing, is what he really meant by that, and coming up with these strategies and understanding the affairs of the Senate and how to hold a country and take over things. Like, you're new to this, I'm experienced, so you should listen to me. But I don't think he said at all whether, like, did he fully confirm? Let's see. I'll order my men to attack, and if you do, you'll hold the planet for perhaps a day. Without the backing of my forces or your people, your revolution will be over before it begins. A neophyte such as you wouldn't know these things, but I do. I have other ways to accomplish our goals. And then he just doesn't say anything, with, like, an angry look on his face. So I don't think we really know whether he's going to listen or if he's going to attack, and I think because of the episode jump after this, I assume we're moving on to something else. I mean, I could be wrong, but maybe that's why we're episode jumping, is because it has to do with this. So I don't know. We'll see. Regardless, I have to watch more to find out. I wanted to talk about the Force pushing this episode. Obi-Wan, man, like, is it because of his emotional attachment to Satine? But, like, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that Obi-Wan used more Force than he usually does here? Because when we've seen people get Force pushed, right, usually they're, like, pressed up against a wall, like, just not able to move their arms and stuff, or they push them over just to close the gap, or they push something into them to knock them over. But Obi-Wan, like, threw him into a wall, and it, like, cracked the wall behind him, and the guy even sounded like he was yelling, like in pain, right? Like, making, like groans, right? Like, pain noises. And then he took him and just, like, flung him into a sign. And it's like, and then he fell off an edge where he was gonna, like, plummet to death. Like, don't get me wrong, there's been violence in the show. I'm not necessarily talking about the violence aspect, but just, I don't know, it was just the way that Obi-Wan threw him so hard. I'm just curious what you guys think. Am I just noticing it different, or is it, you know, is it something where it's like, oh, he really cares for this person, so he's willing to go that far in order to protect her, protect this threat against her? I just thought that was interesting. Man, like, if they could have managed to pin that murder of the guy that handed off the intelligence to Satine, if they could have pinned that on Satine, that would have been so bad. Like, obviously they tried to. She was a suspect and they were taking her in. And she was obviously cleared of it because of what they did and everything. And I imagine you could, like, if they did an autopsy on that body, it would be hard. They'd have to doctor some stuff, right? Like, the Palpatine would have to come in and make a move to try to have some of the documentation, like, changed to make her look guilty and change some of the evidence or whatever. Because I feel like, at least in our world, you can definitely tell that someone was killed by a much bigger gun if they were killed by, like, a sniper like that guy had versus the little dinky thing that she had in her hand. They would have been able to tell that there's no way that from that range that they were at that she could have used that, like, high caliber of a gun in order to kill him or something. Like, I don't know how all their science works because they're, like, blaster snipers, but I imagine they'd be able to tell probably what kind of gun killed him. So if nothing was doctored and nothing was changed, I think she would have got off scot-free, which is what happened. She did. But I just thought it'd be really crazy if the person that is, like, the Duchess of these 1,500 neutral systems killed someone with her own hands. I mean, that's the whole thing last episode was, like, will you kill someone and go against everything you and everyone that believes in you thinks, or will you let Obi-Wan do it and be disgusted with him for the rest of your life? And then Anakin just came in and stabbed the guy. But yeah, that was that was just, like, a interesting. It, like, almost happened a second time here in this episode where she had to, or got blamed. This time it would have been blamed for committing the violence when she didn't, but that would have been messed up if they managed to pin that on her. The whole Jarek thing, like, giving that message and then dying right after, like, that's... I can't believe there wasn't more people being like, well, isn't this just a little suspicious that he gave you this message and now there's, you know, like, I don't know. I feel like if I was a Senate member, and maybe there were some actually, because just because they won the vote doesn't mean it was unanimous or anything, right? There could have been some holdouts that were like, well, it seems fishy to me that the guy that gave this message died shortly after, so Satine couldn't talk to the guy and find out why he said these things. And it's like, I'd have been like, it's very convenient. So, but like I said, maybe there was just enough people convinced to win the vote rather than, and who knows how many people are just in the pocket of Palpatine in the Senate. We've already seen a few of them, so it might not have even been too hard to get that vote, depending on how much influence Palpatine has in the Senate right now. It's hard to tell. We don't really know, so... But, yeah, I liked the episode. It was tense, and I think I was even more... It's kind of funny because I kind of, you know, because of looking at the order that I'm supposed to be watching it in and kind of knowing we're jumping ahead after this one, it kind of gave me the rough inkling of this should be wrapping up in this episode then. And you can look at it as a bad thing, but I also it was kind of a good thing because I was so tense this episode because I was so worried about what was going to happen. Like, every now and then we do see a lot of the times we do stop these separatist plots, right? But there are some times where their plots work out and in their favor, and we just end the episode where, well, this is just a battle they won. And we keep hearing in the start of these episodes where there's all these battles going on all at the same time, and the Separatists have been winning a good amount of them, even though we don't see those all the time. So I was like, this could just be one of those battles that the Separatists win, you know? And I don't know. I just thought it was really, really well done and had me tense the whole time, and I like just having the spin on things where it's like, okay, she gets this information from this guy, but then he gets killed, she gets accused of his murder, and it's like, I felt like we're, like, getting close to, like, the wrap-up point where we should be like, okay, she's gonna get this evidence out there and reveal what's going on, and then everything's gonna be hunky-dory, and we're gonna be good, and then all of a sudden she's a suspect for murder, and I'm like, oh crap, like, like just added another layer onto this, and it was really good and engaging. And I really love this arc, and I love this arc for more reasons since I know the show Mandalorian exists. It really makes me excited to kind of learn more about Mandalore and Mandalorian, assuming it's like a person, like Mandalorians, assuming it's like a person or like a group of people or something. I don't know if that's what they call like the residents of Mandalore or whatever. I think they specifically say Mandalorian armor before. I wrote that down, but I don't know if I wrote that down using my own like what I'm calling it, or but I have written down Jango Fett Mandalorian armor, all like next to each other. But either way, this arc really had me invested, just knowing that I'll probably learn more about this stuff in the future, potentially. I don't know what time setting the Mandalorian takes place in. I don't know if it is like during the Death Watch time, before it, after it, or whatnot, but I guess I'll find that out eventually whenever I manage to get to that one. So, yeah, good stuff, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon if you want 2 more episodes ahead. You can get the early access tier on there. Links in the description below. Should be popping up on the screen. And I will see you guys in my future reactions. Bye-bye.